Yeah,
I
there you go.
appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just.
I ain't never made a call to Diddy, really? Yeah. I got Diddy's number, just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
50 Cent and Eminem are finally lining up together against Sean Combs, and 50 just said out loud what the industry has quietly known for decades. Eminem was never scared of Diddy. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Diddy practically ran the industry. Bad Boy Records dominated the charts, and Diddy had relationships everywhere. Music executives, movie studios, corporate sponsors, even politicians. Most rappers played politics, avoided his name, and stayed silent. Eminem did the opposite. From day one, he kept his distance from Puff. He officially signed to Aftermath Entertainment under Dr. Dre in 1998, but even before that, Eminem was already taking shots. Back in 1996, when he was still an underground artist with no fame, no protection, and no label backing.
Video shoot, and man, I just couldn't believe it. I didn't understand. Like, so we in the video, all you heard was, Suge is coming! yo, bro, Suge is coming! So I'm like, yo, I swear to God, cameras are falling, dancers are running.
Lights.
Everybody's running, Suge is coming! So we couldn't believe it. Like, I'm from New York, I never seen no shit like that. So it's like, fight these Mexican blood killers. Niggas got the shit on their forehead, eyes. 118th. Or go back home to the crib. Might as well go all out, fight right here. We around Dr. Dre. So it's like, yo, we gotta do what we gotta do.
So what happened? He lights the cigar and then...
He just lights the cigar, and it's the out Suge. He light the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do. Yeah. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside, light the cigar. I was bugging because I seen, this is when I knew Eminem was real. He's like, I don't give a f***, man. This is when I knew, I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real these niggas 50 outside, what's up? And then Suge just walked away. The Mexican looked kind of confused, like they didn't know what was going on. But came outside. Eminem came outside 100%.
Oh, what did I miss? Okay.
And Eminem was like, yo, I don't give a f***, man. Give a f***, man. Because you remember, it's documented. Proof told Suge, yo, you Tupac in the middle of a party. Remember, them Detroit are kind of crazy.
Eminem recorded a demo where he openly dissed Bad Boy. On that tape, he rapped about spraying Puffy with mace, a direct shot at the biggest music executive on the planet. That matters because of when it happened. Eminem wasn't famous, he wasn't protected, he wasn't signed, and yet he was still naming names. While other artists were desperate to land a Bad Boy deal, Eminem wanted nothing to do with it. He wasn't chasing industry approval, he was challenging it. And Diddy wasn't the only one Eminem refused to fear.
A lot of beefs. You got a lot of beefs. A lot of the rappers are separated. You can't have 50, ain't nowhere near Ja Rule. You know, you can't have Jay-Z near Nas. Nobody got no beef with Eminem. Ain't no rapper popping nothing about Eminem. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing bad about Eminem. Cause way too much stuff rhymes with rock, right? But Eminem don't even like his own mama. So Lord knows what he'll say about your black, okay?
At the same time, Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, was another untouchable figure in hip-hop. Suge ruled through intimidation, violence, and silence. He was constantly in and out of prison, tied to serious criminal allegations, and widely believed to be connected to real street power. Artists didn't cross Suge. It was seen as career suicide. But Eminem wasn't interested in playing scared. This became clear during the filming of 50 Cent's In-Day Club video, when Suge Knight reportedly showed up with known gang members. Everyone else panicked. Sets froze, security tightened. Eminem did the opposite.
Checking me, that's a laughing matter, you know. I mean, it's ridiculous. But at the same time, Eminem, you know, I'm not a rapper. I'm quite sure you can out-rap me.
He walked straight outside to confront Suge. Suge didn't expect that. He expected Eminem to fall in line like everyone else. But Eminem didn't fear him because he didn't need anything from him. He didn't need protection, handouts, or approval. He knew one thing mattered more than power or politics: talent. Eminem knew he could wrap circles around anyone in the room, including Suge and Diddy. And eventually, even they knew it too.
Woo! This is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, The Eminem Show. Yes, sir.
Years later, Suge himself admitted that Eminem wasn't like anyone else he dealt with. Eminem even went further, writing lyrics that blamed the violent environments created by Suge and Diddy for the deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious Big. From the 1994 Quad Studios shooting to the East Coast-West Coast War, Eminem openly suggested that both moguls played a role in fueling the chaos, and that Tupac and Biggie themselves suspected it. He didn't whisper it, he didn't code it, he said it directly, even in leaked diss records.
Smalls investigation in the early 2000s. The filing reads, the 3 LAPD and FBI agents were part of a task force to solve the shooting of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, legal name Christopher Wallace. The task force, through a sophisticated criminal investigation, obtained sufficient evidence that would prove Mr. Davis was the leader of the Southside Crips and his gang was responsible for over 360 kilos of cocaine and PCP. Mr. Davis provided 3 interviews to obtain immunity from prosecution. The final interview were solely questions regarding the Tupac Shakur shooting, which Mr. Davis was also provided immunity from prosecution. So during a December 2008 interview with investigators, that is when Davis allegedly started to spill the beans about his one-time friend, Sean Combs, who he refers to as Puffy. He claims Sean Puffy Combs solicited Mr. Davis to kill Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for $1 million. Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Puffy Combs, provided Mr. Davis with a gun to exact revenge on Tupac Shakur for the beating Mr. Anderson received. Now, Davis reportedly told the investigators that even though the job had been partially completed and Shakur was killed, neither he nor Anderson ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between, Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009 interview a year later, because according to the motion to dismiss, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as far back as 2009, was in possession of the same set of facts that the Clark County District Attorney is now alleging makes Mr. Davis responsible for the Tupac Shakur. The Clark County District Attorney's Office has offered no reason as to why it waited another 14 years to prosecute a case against Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis has been irreversibly prejudiced by this unnecessary delay in prosecution of this case, and Mr. Davis's constitutional rights have been violated in an extraordinary manner never before witnessed in the annals of the American criminal.
Suge Knight, the so-called boogeyman of hip-hop, couldn't scare him, and Diddy never stood a chance either. Eminem's rise made one thing unavoidable. Even if you hated him, you couldn't deny him. His success forced the same industry that once controlled everyone else to respect him. In 2003, the very system he challenged had to hand him a Grammy for The Eminem Show. And now, years later, with 50 Cent openly applying pressure and the truth finally surfacing, it's becoming clear why Eminem was never intimidated in the first place.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, he's charged in the Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is answering for a jailhouse brawl. Here's what court records show, along with images from surveillance video released by Las Vegas Justice Court. On December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back into his cell when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who's also facing a charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Hamilton walked over to Davis and squared up, looking ready to fight. They started throwing punches and grappling, and the officer escorting Davis called for backup, gave verbal commands too for the inmates to stop fighting, and then hit them with pepper spray. Before backup officers arrived, the 2 inmates kept grappling and throwing punches. and were eventually separated after backup officers got into the room. Both Davis and Hamilton face battery by prisoner charges. Mike Allen, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
It was built different and always has been. Eminem and Diddy never went head-to-head in a traditional rap beef, but that doesn't mean Eminem stopped applying pressure. Instead of trading diss tracks back and forth, Eminem did what he's always done best. He spoke in verses, dropping lines that were indirect on the surface but loaded underneath. Over the years, Eminem continued releasing bars that referenced the violence and power politics of the 1990s rap scene, repeatedly hinting at the roles certain figures played behind the scenes. And when those hints landed, they landed hard. One of the most talked about examples came from a verse where Eminem rapped, "R.I.P. Biggie and Pac, both of y'all should be living, but I ain't trying to beef with him, cause he might put a hit on me like Keith D. Get him."
TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne "Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
That line immediately caught attention, because Eminem wasn't speaking metaphorically anymore. He was pointing directly at one of the most controversial names connected to Tupac's murder. Dwayne "Keefe D. Davis is a former Southside Compton Crips member who has publicly admitted involvement in the events surrounding Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder. Keefe D. has long claimed he was inside the car during the shooting. More importantly, Keefe D. has repeatedly alleged that Sean Combs offered a financial reward connected to Tupac's killing, a claim first brought mainstream attention in a 2015 documentary and resurfaced again in 50 Cent's recent documentary, The Reckoning. That's why Eminem's bar wasn't just lyrical bravado. It was a direct reference to a real person, a real allegation, and one of the darkest chapters in hip-hop history. Serious this all is, consider what happened next. Keefe D. later filed legal claims accusing Diddy of being responsible for Tupac's death. Shortly after those accusations gained attention, reports surfaced that Keefe D. was attacked and narrowly survived, a sequence of events that only added to the fear surrounding anyone willing to speak openly about the case. Whether every claim holds up in court or not, the pattern is what matters.
This is what Diddy doing, y'all. All right, the diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. All right, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docuseries that 50 put out on Netflix and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, all right, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people shit in the mail. He'll send a nigga to blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon, bro.
Eminem wasn't throwing random shock bars. He was signaling that he knew the history and that he wasn't afraid to reference it publicly. That's what separates Eminem from most artists of that era. He didn't need to scream accusations. He didn't need a diss track rollout. He let a single line do the damage. And now, with 50 Cent openly revisiting these same allegations and federal attention surrounding Diddy growing heavier, those old Eminem verses are being replayed with a very different perspective. They don't sound like exaggeration anymore. They sound like warnings that were hiding in plain sight. Interestingly, around the same time these old Eminem verses started resurfacing, Tupac Shakur's family quietly reopened their own investigation into his murder.
Filed his appeal motion and he wants out of jail immediately. And the media is acting like this is some bombshell new information that Diddy filed his appeal, but we knew this for months that Diddy was filing an appeal. His motion for his arguments on why he wants the appeal was just due today. So this is the motion that we are seeing him submit. And Diddy is using the same arguments that we've already heard him talk about. He is claiming that the judge acted like a 13th juror and gave him a sentence that was way higher than normal. Diddy is claiming that he believes that he should only have to sit 15 months at the most, and said that the judge sentenced him higher based off of other conduct that he was acquitted of. Now, when sentencing Diddy, he said that throughout this trial, he saw clear indications that Diddy was violent towards these women, and he was also doing other things like threatening these women with freak-off tapes. And in federal court, you have a thing called guideline ranges, and the judge actually didn't even go with the probation department's guideline ranges. He actually went lower, and the probation department is just a neutral party that looks at the case as a whole and says, we think you should sentence him to this much time. And the judge still went lower than that. And the judge explained it very well on why he came to the sentence that he did for Diddy. And like I said, it was even more lenient than the probation department. The probation department wanted more time. And he also said, I want to make it clear for the record that I am not sentencing you based on your acquitted conduct, but I am sentencing you based off things that I saw with my own eyes during this trial that can't just be misconstrued. When Diddy's sentencing came out, I said that I felt like the judge was saying this stuff on the record and also sentenced him the way he did because he already knew that Diddy was going to file an appeal, because Diddy said this before his sentence was even given to him. He kept putting the judge on notice that he was going to file an appeal because he didn't even feel like he should have been found guilty of the 2 transportation charges. Prosecution still has a whole another month until their response to Diddy's appeal motion is even due. So it's still gonna be a while before we even get through this process. This man literally dodged the bullet of life in prison and he's still complaining.
Tupac's family hired attorney Alex Spiro to take a fresh look at the case. And Tupac's brother, Sekiwa Shakur, publicly expressed concerns about long-standing unanswered questions. Even Moprem Shakur spoke about the situation, revealing that Sean Combs personally called him to deny any involvement in Tupac's shooting. What made that call stand out wasn't just the denial, it was the timing. Diddy almost never addresses these allegations directly, and he rarely reaches out privately to Tupac's family. To many people, that call didn't feel random. It felt defensive, like an attempt to get ahead of something. And people haven't forgotten Tupac himself. After the Quad Studios shooting, Tupac went on record in interviews openly naming Diddy and questioning his role. Those clips still exist. They didn't disappear. At the same time, 50 Cent has been right there alongside Eminem, revisiting the same allegations in his recent docuseries. And just like Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who claimed he was attacked after accusing Diddy, 50 has publicly said he's received threats as well. Just last week, 50 posted on Instagram that he was sent funeral flowers, allegedly connected to Diddy.
The thing to me about your involvement in this is that Diddy actually called you after an LA Times article in 2008 alleging he'd been involved in your brother's death. What did he say that day when he called you?
He was in town. He was in LA at the time. He was on the radio. He asked a local DJ that we all know, Big Boy, to reach out to me because he wanted to speak to me about something. This is a few years after Pac's, and you know, we all were familiar with all the rumors and stuff. I said, yeah, let me talk to him. So he called me, and you know, I have my guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's murder. And I told him the truth is still yet to come out, so we're gonna see. Here we are 27, 28 years later. There looks like there's some doubt in that statement. So, thus, you know, along with all the other suspicions that people have, you know, it was time for it to be investigated.
In a statement at the time, Diddy declared, "This story is a lie," the LA Times story. "Neither I nor the late Notorious had any knowledge of any attack on Tupac before, during, or after it happened." Do you think that was an honest statement?
My opinion is that I don't believe it was 100% honest statement.
Whether symbolic or real intimidation, the message was clear enough to get attention. And here's the part that really matters. A lot of people believe the reason Diddy is even sitting behind bars right now is because of the spotlight that Eminem and 50 Cent helped shine by refusing to stay silent while others did. Now Diddy is fighting to get out. He's filed appeals asking a federal court to overturn his convictions under the Mann Act and his sentence, or at least reduce it significantly and secure an early release. And what's wild is that some people in the industry are still rushing to protect him, while attacking 50, calling him petty or obsessed. 50 laughed that off. According to him, this isn't trolling. This isn't personal beef. If speaking on alleged intimidation, decades of silence, and unchecked power makes him petty, then he's fine wearing that label. And that brings everything full circle. When 50 says Eminem was never scared of Diddy, he's not exaggerating. Eminem stood his ground when Diddy ran the industry, when Suge Knight ruled through fear, and when saying the wrong name could end careers. That's why, decades later, Eminem is still one of the only artists willing to say out loud what the rest of the industry keeps whispering. If you appreciate breakdowns that cut through the noise and don't play industry politics, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Eminem knew more than he ever said? You're watching Drama and Brief. Stay locked in.